is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high-rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to On the Dot. Welcome to whatever this is. What place are we in? We are in Las Vegas, right? We are in Las Vegas, but we can also be heard in France and LA.
Everywhere.
And the Philippines.
Global. We are global.
We are everywhere. My name is Dot, and this show is not about me. This is about being spot on. This show is about being here and now. And my partner is, here she is.
Hi, I'm
she's
Mia.
Speechless. She's Mia.
Nakapost ako. Hi, I'm Mia. Welcome to our 9th episode of Season 2 On The Dot.
Nines na ba?
Oo,
Nines
9. Finale of our Women Empowerment Month.
Yes, that's so true.
Of March. Tama ako today.
Okay, March 30th. This
March
is our
30th.
last episode for the month.
Yes.
And we are still talking about empowered women.
Yes.
And our guest for today, this noon, here in Las Vegas, she's not with us here at the studio, but she's joining us from Zoom, from her home. And she's much awaited by so many people right now.
Yes, and
Yeah?
much awaited by On The Dot also. We've been inviting her since we started.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yes. Parang we were forming a line sa bahay sa ni Tita Luz, just so we could get our parang yun, yung priority number natin, number 379, ganon.
No, but just like everything else, everything happens for a reason. And this is the perfect time for her to be guesting kasi Lifetime Achievement Awardee, finale of Women Empowerment Month. Talagang meant to be.
Perfect. Yes. Let's
Perfect
bring her
guest
on, Mia.
for today.
Let's give her a proper introduction.
Last night she called me. Sabi niya, Mia, ba't naman ganun yung yung poster daw? Pinapa-change na. At first I thought ayaw niya yung picture.
Okay.
Ayaw pala niya yung description ng, you know what the word she didn't want was?
What's that?
The philanthropy.
Oh.
Philanthropist. Ano ba?
mag-spell
Nabuyoy
niya?
pa ako.
Let me check my spelling. Sige,
Hindi,
so
ayaw
what
na.
happened?
Hindi daw siya philanthropist. Sabi ko, tita, that's what describes you the most. Diba? Yun nga siya eh. Diba? That's really what I idolize.
That
with
describes
Tita
her
Luz.
life.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct. Sige.
Ayun.
Let's introduce her properly, Miss Mia.
She's a retired nurse. But, I can only describe her in one word talaga.
And what is that?
Idol.
Idol.
Oo, idol.
Idolatry
Idol
pala
ko yan.
ito.
Oo.
Okay.
I've been calling her that ever since I met her.
Idol. Okay.
Idol.
Spell idol.
Idol.
Ayun, hindi pala I-D-L-E ha. I-D-O-L.
Yeah.
Idol, yes.
Retired nurse and philanthropist, Miss Luz Sapin, board member and head of Philippine American Charity Foundation, Miss Luz Sapin Micabalo.
Yay!
Welcome, Tita Luz!
Welcome to the show, Tita.
Ay, ang audio ni Tita Luz.
We can't hear her. Bakit hindi namin marinig si Tita Luz?
Mahina,
more time.
Tita.
Louder, Tita. Closer to your mic siguro.
Lower?
Baka natakpan ang mic mo.
Hindi.
Ayan. Ayan.
Yan.
Ayan, that's better.
Can you hear me?
There,
Yeah.
perfect. Ayun.
It's better?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Way, way better. The best. Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah, welcome.
kasi yung philanthropist, there's so many talk about philanthropy, hindi ba? Pero there are different meanings of philanthropy. Hindi lang naman yung pera, no? It's not for the wealthy. So I came to conclusion nung sinabi ko kay Mia na alisin mo na lang yung philanthropist, hindi naman ako mayaman.
Oh,
But anyway, ang philanthropy hindi lang naman pera eh. You know, it means also na you share your resources to people by doing charity, by doing some volunteering. That's community philanthropy, I would call it. And so there are some descriptions about community philanthropy nowadays, that you don't only invest in money, but you also invest in community philanthropy. And you don't expect anything in return.
Yes. Time.
You make
Time
people
also.
feel good, and you make them happy, and you also feel good.
Yeah. Your time, your efforts, your guidance, kung ano-ano pa.
Sharing your
Yung mga dinig.
talents.
All, I had,
Can you hear us? Can you hear
let
us
me
well?
adjust my volume again.
Okay na yan, volume mo. We can hear you well. Pero I don't know if you can hear us well.
Not so much.
Not so much? Bakit kaya?
Go ahead.
Sige
I'll
lang.
try.
So Mia prepared a few questions for you, Tita. So I would give her the chance to ask questions.
Okay.
Ayun, Tita. So, who was your inspiration for becoming, having a big heart, being ayaw na yung philanthropist, ayoko na tuloy sabihin. Who was your inspiration, Tita? Have you always been like that? Have you always been giving?
Yeah. Well, I left the Philippines in 1959 and straight to New York. And I did work at Sloan Kettering, an oncology nurse, etc. NYU, sponsored by NYU. But in 1963, I worked at Cabrini Medical Center, and that is owned by the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart. And it's run by Mother Cabrini or Saint Frances Cabrini. And I don't know if you know that she is the first American citizen saint.
Oh, now we
Yeah.
know.
And she was born in Italy, in Livorno, they call it Lombardy. And she was frail, etc., etc. And somebody told her about China. And she grew up thinking that she was going to be a missionary. But her parents, what you call it, tried to dismiss that idea from her and discourage her. But she persisted, and she ran orphanages, she started foundations, started schools, hospitals, etc. And she ended up in New York on the East because the plan was changed. She was going to China sent by Pope Leo, the 13th, I believe. And I told her it's not on the East, but to the West. So she ended up in New York. And when she came to New York, she had no place to go. and she ended up in Chinatown sleeping on a infested room because the cardinal in New York forgot to tell her to go back to Rome, that she was not, more or less, there was no room for her in New York. But she persisted, and she ended up in New York, and again started building hospitals, orphanages. And I ended up working at Columbus Hospital, and then it became Cabrini Medical Center. And I embraced Mother Cabrini's mission of charity.
That's
and that's how I started. But even then, even in the Philippines, when I was at UP, in 1957, the government offered asked people, undergrad, to volunteer for the NARA project. It's a resettlement project by the government to those who would settle in Mindanao. And a group of us, my classmates, invited me to join the meeting. And we ended up joining the project, and we were sent to Bukidnon in Mindanao. And I was 19 years old then. So we did volunteering work, and it was free, of course, but we enjoyed it. And that's how we started embracing volunteer work for charity, so to speak.
So it's really a lifetime, no? It's really a lifetime work for you, Tita Luz.
Yes.
I mean, you started when you were young, and you're still doing that now. And if you're comfortable telling people your age, because it's so fantastic how you get to be this vibrant at this age. I know how old you are, or how young you are, or your chronological age. Let's not talk about old. But yeah, you really deserve any kind of lifetime award. Are you comfortable telling our audience your age? Or if
Yes.
not?
And I thank God that He allowed me to live this long, to be with my family. My children, my husband, my grandchildren, they are my life.
Yes. You're 57 years old, right?
Yes.
84 in June.
She's 84. She's 84.
She doesn't look
That just
84.
gives me the opportunity to help people, and with the help of the board of directors like Sid de la Cruz, he's the chairman of the board, and he helps the Charity Foundation a lot. And I thank
Yeah.
bottom of my heart. Yeah.
I think it's
And
time
for
we also recognize our listeners right now, and these are the group of people that Tita Luz is representing as well. The group, the
watching.
organizations. I mean, the Tita Luz is representing PACF, Philippine American Charity Foundation, and what else? AAA, UP Alumni Association in America, Incorporated. Your classmate, I think, is listening. Miss Rubio,
Ethel Rubio?
yung
Oh,
mami ni
mommy.
Ethel, I think she's listening. Who
Ethel
else?
is the daughter of my classmate.
Aha, yes.
That's 1958.
Yes. Yes. Tapos yung UP Alumni Association of Nevada.
Of course. Yes, they've
Sila
been
Tita
waiting.
Ingrid.
Mm-mm.
She's listening. She was waiting earlier. Tapos sino pa?
Cavite
Who else?
Association.
Yes. Are you a board member of Cavite Association, Tita?
I was past president of Cavite Association in metropolitan area in New York, New Jersey, etc. And I came to Las Vegas. I joined the Cavite Association here, formed by Ruel. We were the founders of that.
Ruel Rodriguez. Yes.
Doc Mike also shared the link, so I'm
Yes,
sure
Doc
he's
Mike is
watching.
watching and listening, and he's the organizer for the recent award. Let's talk about a little bit about the award, Mia.
Yes, the
Of
lifetime.
which Mia is also an awardee, and we also have another UP member who's an awardee. Before we just forget everything else,
Yes, Liz Reyes. She's
Elizabeth
gonna be
Reyes.
joining us later
Yes.
after the break. Yes.
Our co-host here, Mia, she's also an awardee.
Yes.
So the award is granted by
Gawad America of Nevada.
Gawad America of Nevada. And how many women?
How many nga ba? Ilan yung pinesent mo? Si Kuya yung host.
There were more
eh.
than 10, right?
Oh, yes.
More than
madami.
10. More than 10 women. Tapos si Tita Luz.
Well, let's not forget, si Dot Ren was an awardee last year.
Was that Gawad America?
Yeah,
I think
same.
no. I think it's Fil-Am.
But it's the same award. It is.
Is it? Okay, yes. All right. So, going back to Tita Luz.
Si Tita Luz, ang,
Sige.
si Tita Luz rin last year.
Okay.
So, kaya lifetime na talaga si
sige.
Tita Luz.
Ano pong questions, Mamia?
Ay, si Tita Luz, tayo ulit.
Aha.
So, Tita, hang on. Where's my kodigo again? Ayun. How do you manage your time nowadays? Hi, Tita Luz, can you hear me? How do you manage your time nowadays?
Madali lang. Pagising mo sa umaga, may routine na. Kasi you know that he is bedridden, but he is a very good patient. So, bibigyan ko, para ba akong nasa airline, para akong stewardess, bibigyan ko siya ng hot towels, magugas siya ng kamay, ng mukha, etc. Then I feed him breakfast with fruits, etc., etc. Then lunch, then dinner, and in between, you have to, take care of the nutrition tube, urinary tube. So you have to take care of him like a nurse. I graduated as a nurse, a registered nurse at UP, and I never did bedside nursing because I didn't like bedside nursing, to tell you. I ended up working in the operating room. I always tell them I'll be in the operating room. So I was the operating room nurse, and I branched out of the OR, and I took up hospital administration. So doctors would not tell me what to do. I tell them what to do.
Yeah.
The hospital asked me to start the home health agency in New York, so I did, organize and started the first home health agency in New York at Cabrini Medical Center. And when I became a hospital administrator, when I finished it, they put me in administration, in charge of so many departments. So, but now with Mike, I'm multitasking, if you so to speak.
You're running everything, yes.
But it's so admirable for Tita Luz, no? She's very, very active still in the community, helping. During the typhoon, she was able to raise funds for the typhoon victims pa rin.
Yes.
Very selfless talaga. No? It's
Yes.
very, very admirable.
At saka yung time management that you're talking about.
I don't know how you do it, Tita Luz.
Oo.
In between, ang dami, don't think na-organize ako. Ang dami ko mga papers that I need to sort out.
Okay lang yung paperwork, Tita. It's the time yung na paano nyo na ma-manage. Hats off talaga. Idol.
We did more than 8 fundraising for typhoons in the Philippines as well as here.
Yeah.
It started with the 9/11 when I came here in 2000 to 2001. Our group here in Sun City started collecting money for the victims of 9/11.
Oh,
It's
wow.
a small amount, but we started it.
Tito
Yeah.
Mike was also active before, right? With medical missions and fundraising. Tito Mike was also very active.
Yes. Yeah, he missed that.
Oh, he missed that. So, for our listeners and viewers who don't know Tito Mike is the beloved husband of Tita Luz. And you would often see them in tandem sa mga events all over the valley. And I'm sure even in New York, they're always a fantastic couple. Gorgeous, elegant, ganon. Si Dr. Mike.
Si Dr. Mike.
Yes.
Dr. Micabalo.
Dr. Micabalo. Yes. Ano pa, tita? So you juggle your time. Pero even with all your papers, alam mo kung saan yung papers mo.
Oh, Tita Luz.
Right? You know where your papers are. And I don't see you as the classic, senior. Let's just say the word, no? Senior na malilimutin with dementia or,
No.
forgetfulness. Like you remember where to go, you
Yes.
remember places, you still
Meetings.
drive, you remember meetings. Ano pa?
Kaya nalilimutan ko rin ang meeting ko. But anyway, to go back to my husband, when I talk about Gawad Kalinga at the I think I was with Sid de la Cruz when we attended a 203 a GRC in Texas, and while waiting for our plane back to New York, to Las Vegas, somebody told me about Gawad Kalinga, and that got my attention and interest. And I told my husband I'm interested in GK, and he said, he wrote something about GK, and he said that was not the farthest in his mind is to embrace that charity of GK. But when I told him to go with me and attend Tony Meloto's speech, did it. And right away, he told Tony Meloto, we are going to donate part of our land for Gawad Kalinga.
Wow.
Is that the Micabalo village, right?
And on, we have been helping, we have built that Gawad Kalinga village, and up to now, we are supporting them
Oh, wow.
That's the one with the water system, Tita, no? The complete water system.
That's his passion, is to help the GK people in Roqueta, and not only there, but if we can do it,
Yes. Yeah, wow.
we can share our blessings.
Gawad Kalinga. So are you still open to receiving donations for Gawad Kalinga and for your various endeavors, Tita?
Yes, thank you
Advocacies?
for your donation, Dad.
Oh, I mean, not me. I mean, are you open? Of course, I will donate. All right, we will still do that. UP, yes,
We
Tita?
are soliciting donations for the Ukraine, humanitarian aid to
See?
Ukraine.
Oh, pati
Galing-galing, Tita
Ukraine.
Luz.
Oo. Tama. Grabe.
Very
pa?
active. Ang galing-galing ni Tita Luz talaga sa fundraising.
Aha. Ano pa questions mo,
Tita
Mia?
Luz, gusto mo mag-realtor?
Tulong-tulong naman kahit maliit lang.
Ay, oo naman, Tita Luz. We always help Tita Luz. Basta kay Tita Luz, go.
You said earlier, Tita, na it's not necessarily about the money, right?
No.
Like halimbawa, like I don't have stocks. I'm not a millionaire. So for an ordinary person like me, let me just call myself ordinary in the sense of
with an extra.
average earner. How would you encourage? How do you think we can manage our resources in such a way that we can still donate to various sources, advocacies? Paano kaya? May percentage ba? May calculation ba kayo?
Hindi nga ako nakakapag-check na alam mo, kung nasa sa tao na yun kung kahit magkano ang ibigay niya. Kung hindi ka naman makapag-donate ng pera, you can donate clothes. Kung hindi mo maipadala sa Pilipinas, there are organizations that will pay for shipping the balikbayan boxes.
True.
And kung hindi ka naman makapagpadala ng pera, you can volunteer.
Services, yeah.
Services, yes.
Mga churches, they have tawag doon, a day of sharing blessings, yung sa mga kagaya ng 3 squares.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
And then they need volunteers to distribute the goods to the people.
Oh, tama. We can do
Correct,
that. I can
right.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah, like what Julie Torremora was doing before, during the pandemic.
Yes.
Diba? She was distributing.
We want to get her to the show as well.
Yes.
So,
That'd be nice.
mag-apply na tayo. Mag-line up na tayo kay Julie. Kuha tayo
Paging
ng number.
Julie.
Kuha tayo ng priority number kay Julie para may application form. She can be our guest on the dot. Sige, moving on. Ano pa, Mia? I think you have a lot of interesting questions there.
My question, did charity work ever cause any negativity naman, Tita Luz? Dito naman tayo sa intrigues. Mga Filipino
intriga.
intrigues. Family quarrels, mga ganyan.
Alam mo, sometimes you cannot help it, the people, but try not to delve into it. Just ignore it because
Correct.
whatever, people are often, sabi nga ni Mother Teresa, diba, sabi niya, people are often unreasonable.
Correct. Tama.
But forgive them anyway. Sabi niya, some people will say, bakit mo ginagawa yan is for
Aggrandizement.
sorry. Ignore mo na lang, but do the best you can.
Correct. Tama. Speaking of... Ay, sorry, tita. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
You were saying, tita.
Oh, yung attitude natin eh. Alam mo yung attitude ng mga tao, meron nga dito sinasabing, ano nga yun, it is up to us yung attitude. If our attitude is negative already, mahirap alisin. But if you're kind to people, they will always remember your kindness. Yung the best legacy we can live is not really, and I'm quoting somebody, I don't know who said that. The best legacy we can give is not etched in paper or in stones, but the way we make people feel.
Right.
It's very beautiful. Yeah.
And the attitude always be remembered, yung positive attitude. And that's what I have in my life. I always have positive attitude.
Yeah.
Kaya beautiful ka, tita. That's why you are always radiant
Yes.
in and out kasi yung attitude mo. Of course, maganda din ang makeup mo. Maganda ka.
Glows from the inside.
Maganda ka na sa features. Tapos, then glowing from the inside, yung positive attitude mo. Tapos, your generous heart. So, yun. Beauty, brains, and heart. Yan.
Which goes to my next question. How do you manage to stay beautiful?
Ayan na, beauty.
Nax.
Teka, wait.
Bakit?
We have to take a short break.
Ay, yan na.
Tita, i-prepare mo yung ano mo ha, yung answer mo. So, how do you manage to stay beautiful? We will take a very short break and we'll have your answer when we're back. Okay? Hang on there, listeners and viewers. We'll be back.
Andiyan na sila.
Heading to Las Vegas? Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate? From city view lofts, high rises, lakefront villas, mountain view homes, and all types of residential properties Vegas has to offer. Follow Mia to the road of your dreams to home ownership. Call 702-281-9063 or visit www.benjaminamiacasino.com. Mia is also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. With Mia Casino, you can be sure you get real estate with integrity. On the Dot is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC.
Just like a friend from back home. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Back to us right here at the studio on the Dot with Mia and Dot. And this is also our venue for inviting graduates, alumni of the University of the Philippines all over the world, but specifically here in Las Vegas and other places in Nevada. You are most welcome to join our association, and our president right now is my partner Mia. And we will be visiting someone a little bit later after the show because she's joining us and becoming our member.
Yes.
And also we're calling on anyone who knows Tita Ingrid Cabrera. Kindly let her know where to find this podcast. This is also this is also being shared on my Facebook page. So you can go there and click on the link and listen to us. And we're saying hello to Ethel Rubio. She's listening. And Miss Flora Saison, she's listening. Who else? Ruel of Cavite. He's saying that Tita Luz is a proud Caviteña.
Yes.
And who else? Tita Lilia Melocoton Castaneda, she's listening. And Tito Sid, and he's saying hello probably or mentioning Paan. Paan stands for Philippine American. Tita, ano yung Paan? Tita Luz, what's the meaning of Paan?
Philippine American Association of Nevada. It has transformed from Philippine American Association of Summerlin to Philippine American Association of Nevada.
Philippine American Association of Nevada. And anybody can join? Basta Filipino American?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sige. Continue. Ano pa questions mo niya? Ah,
Yeah,
yung
beauty.
beauty
How do
secret
you
mo,
manage
tita.
to stay beautiful?
Your beauty secrets.
Beauty secret,
Which will no longer be secrets once you air them.
my routine.
Yes. Your routine.
Na- routine ko, very simple. Number one, sabi ko sa inyo, always think positive. Ano?
Yes.
Yung sa beauty naman, wala naman ako kundi just wash your face at night. Wash your face, put some cream, moisturizers. I only use Pond's. I don't use any exotic cream.
You
etc.
use what?
Ponds.
I use
Ponds.
Pond's for cleansing the face and Pond's for moisturizing. But I put Retin A.
Ah, okay. Para
Put
sa...
Retin A on the moisturizer at night. That was my routine way back. I'm still in New York.
Mhm.
And my mother is also following it now. And you know, back in the 50s, when I was 50 years old, Retin A was not popular. But I learned about Retin A from a chemist, friend of ours, one of our friends in New York. And we were talking about da-da-da-da-da. And she said, try this. And I did. And after a while, I was the only one continuing to do it. And I don't know if they're still doing it. But I found it helps, you know.
Yeah.
That's
So
all I do.
that's for your face.
Do you exercise, Tita?
No, that's why Mike is set with me before because I don't exercise. The only time I exercise was with the UPA Isco Olympics because of with
Fundraising pa din.
Anong ginawa mo during the Isco Olympics, tita?
Oh, I have this thing at home that you jump. It's called the ball, something like a ball on the floor.
Uh-huh.
Jump on it so
Ah,
many times. 10,000 times a day I did.
you
And
did
after
that?
That was it for me.
Wow.
You jumped on the ball?
It's I don't know what you call it, but it's a round thing and it's
Trampoline?
Hindi trampoline yata. Ball daw
Yung
eh.
yoga ball?
something like that. It's not really a trampoline because it's a round.
Ah,
Cannot-
it's a ball.
It's a yoga ball, Tita?
Ah,
Parang yoga ball? The big ball?
No, because she said she jumped on it.
Oh, jump.
Siguro you hop on it. Yeah.
you bounce on.
You bounce on it.
I think the one with the handle.
Yes.
Basta flat yun na round.
Right.
Then,
You know, 10 times a day. 10 walks. Binibilang ng my cell phone counts it, so I know I did 10,000.
10,000!
And then all the thing was
Kala
telling me I
natin
did
10 lang.
Paano ba mag-count ng 10,000?
Ang dami na.
979,
Si Tita
980.
84 years old yan, ha? 10,000.
That's why I did 3 marathons, 1906
Grabe.
to 07 to 08.
I
night.
know. Yeah.
Nag-marathon din.
13 months, the first Las Vegas marathon always then was held on first Sunday of December.
Ay, grabe.
Grabe, no?
08, I did.
Oh, tapos, can you show us your shirt, Tita?
Oo
Because
nga,
that's the one you won
naka-t-shirt
sa,
si
she
Tita.
won that during the
Naka-blazer.
East Olympics. Can you show us your shirt, Tita? Your t-shirt. Yan. There you go.
Nice.
That's from the UP
Tita,
AAA.
remove your
Ayan.
blazer na para mukhang bagets
Ayan,
talaga.
bagets na bagets
Yan.
siya.
Oh.
Ayan. Pareho na tayo naka-UP
Ako lang
shirt.
hindi naka-UP shirt.
Oo,
Ba yun?
East Olympics.
Wow.
There you go. Congratulations for that.
Congratulations, Tita.
Tita Luz is also the historian for UP Alumni Association in America. Tama.
There's a shirt, malaki sa akin eh. Hindi- Yun sana asusuot ko, pero malaki.
That's good. You look great, Tita. So ano pang beauty secrets mo, beauty regimen mo? So the ponds, the retin-A, the exercise once in a while. But I know you do a lot of walking, no? Ano pa? Sleep.
I sleep good. Kahit na nga, sabi nila, kahit na sa, I sleep like a bat, sabi nila, kahit nakabitin ako. The plane has not left yet, and
You sleep like a bat. Okay, what about food, Tita?
I'm sorry.
What
food.
about food? Yes. Are you picky with your food? Are you a vegetarian? Are you eat everything?
I was bad before, but when I married Mike, he taught me how to eat properly.
Healthy.
Kids used to drink soda. When I met Mike, soda stopped in my house. They never drink soda anymore.
No soda.
And he's a vegetarian, so I have to cook. No pork, no beef. But I cheat.
Okay. She cheats on pork and beef.
I cheat. But now I don't eat pork. I don't eat lechon. Maybe sometimes I cheat. Yeah.
Okay.
Tempting.
Yes. So what about sugar intake?
Oh, I'm sweet. I have a sweet tooth.
Okay.
That's my tawag doon.
Yeah.
Weakness.
Right. Hold on. Sandali. Nandiyan na ba yung isang guest natin?
Oo nga.
She's here?
Yay!
Can we bring her on? Oh my goodness. We should have brought her on earlier. Tita, I think you know this person. You stood next to each other during the awarding, and she's joining us from Zoom. Mia, would you like to introduce?
Yes, our award, another Yupan awardee, Gawad Nevada awardee. Hang on, let me just look at the awards. Elizabeth De Leon Healthcare and Professional Leadership Award, Miss Elizabeth De Leon Gamboa.
Okay, come
Hi,
on
good
in.
afternoon,
Hi,
everyone.
Liz.
There she is.
Hi, Mia, Dot, and Tita Luz.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Are you
So I-
at work?
Yeah, I actually took a lunch hour
Thank you so
to be able to
much.
join you guys.
Thank you for being here. Do you have
Thank
any?
you for having me.
What's your message, being a winner, being an awardee for the healthcare professional?
Wow, actually, I had so much that I wanted to say, but we were given a time limit. So I really wanted to thank all the nurses because for the last 2 years, they've been in the front lines taking care of the patients and sacrificing themselves every day, just making sure that somebody was taking care of our patients. And at the same time, with the Philippine Nurses Association, it's not just in the confines of the clinical setting, but we were out there, during the outreach activities, providing masks and shields, food, and then advocating for the vaccinations. So thank you so much to all the nurses for their sacrifices and their dedication.
Right,
Yes.
right. And I would say thank you on their behalf. And one nurse who also received the award together with you is our guest, si Tita Luz.
Tita Luz.
Yeah.
Yes.
Diba? She's also a nurse and she's nursing Tito Mike.
Until now.
Tito Doc Mike Micabalo until now. Do you have any question for her, Liz? Liz, kay Tita, Liz and Luz.
Liz and
Ano
Luz.
yan? Liz and Luz.
Back to back.
Yeah, well, Tita Luz is from the UPCN, right, Tita?
Yes.
So she's one that I look up to. You know, she's really done so much for our community. So as a young leader, you know, what tips can you give me so then I don't stray from my path? So if you could just give me
Galing.
any pointers.
I like that question.
Yes.
Sige, Tita Luz. Pointers for Liz.
So you have to just remember that to just be kind and share your resources, because the good things that you do today will be forgotten, but the things that you give, that being kind to people, they will never forget that you be kind to them. There will be people who will be jealous of you for what you're doing good to the community and to people, but do good anyway. As I always refer to Mother Teresa, but even though there are some negative people, be kind anyway and be helpful all the time if you can, you know, within your resources. Ano pang sabihin ko sa iyo?
Paano naman, Tita Luz, ang mental health ng ating mga nurses? How would you help them? Let's say, what kind of mindset would you be able to give them such that they would be able to take care of their mental health? Kasi that's one of the issues that Liz is passionate about. Upholding the wellness of nurses. Anong tips mo dyan, Tita?
That's always a problem sometimes with patients. You don't know how to cope up with a problem. It's easy to tell people or advise people what to do, but it's so hard to apply it to yourself when it comes to yourself. And so in my work in the hospital at Cabrini, we had the hospice care. And we didn't know what to do for patients to cope up. We give them respite care so that they would go out, give them days to comfort themselves or be entertained somewhere else outside of taking care of the patient. Or we provide music therapy
Music
for
therapy.
the patient. Oh, isan, ano pa nga, naku. Maybe Elizabeth can add some more, because this is a very hot topic within the nursing community. It's so difficult to manage patients with mental problems.
Not just the patients,
The
Tita, but the nurses
nurses.
themselves. The nurses are overworked and stressed with so many things, and they have to juggle between work and home and their own well-being.
Correct.
So maybe you have tips for the nurses themselves.
I'm lost. I know.
You're
I
lost.
always say I have positive attitude, and I do it.
Yun.
I apply it to myself. Even if there are some days that are bad, I never complained. I never complained to God and say, why do I have to undergo to this, etc., etc. When I had cancer myself,
You had
I
cancer?
didn't know that.
I had breast cancer, and I'm a survivor back in 1998. And my children, my daughter say, why my mom? Why my mom? I told her, no, I never blame God. I accept whatever God will give me. It was always the reason for what is being given to you, and you can always surpass it and survive this trauma that you are undergoing or
Right.
stress. So I pass it, and at the same time during my chemotherapy, I was asked to do the grand celebration of Mama Mary in New York, the fluvial procession that was in 1999 before the September 11, 1999, I was asked to chair the fluvial procession in New York, and I was just finishing my chemotherapy then. But I accepted it because I dreamt about the lady, Our Lady of Fatima and Lourdes, facing me and my house. So I said, okay, I'll accept it. But that's why, the mindset, I think, of people will help a lot if you always think positive, that something good will come out of it.
Right, right.
Don't blame yourself. No game.
No blame game.
Right.
Yes. I hope that helps you, Liz. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Tita Luz, for the inspiration, because definitely right now we're really focusing on the mental health and well-being of the nurses. So currently I'm teaching a class on self-care, and we hope that this year that we'll be able to apply for a grant and get awarded for this project, because we want to start with the nurses' minds, have that positive thinking, because the mind affects how we feel, and how we feel affects our actions. And it just becomes a real strength when we can condition our minds to think positively. So thank you po, Tita, for that. And of course, the one thing that I've obtained from what you said, Tita, is your strength comes from your faith, right? When you have a strong faith in God, that just keeps you going, no matter what circumstances you may face, no matter what trials you have. So, thank you po.
Galing. See, may connection silang dalawa. Yes, yes. So, Liz, nabubulol ako. Liz or Luz? Liz! Miss Liz, what would your message be for our viewers right now in the light of the award that she received? And then after that, we're going to ask Tita Luz how she's translating. In other words, translating the significance of your award to your community work.
Well, the award that I received, it's for healthcare and professional organization. But actually, that award is not for me. It's for the nurses who actually work day in and out, giving so much of themselves. I'm just one representation or a representative through the Philippine Nurses Association. But to all the nurses that do it out there in the front lines, it's actually for them. And for all the people that have helped me, my family and my friends, as well as our community partners who have made it possible for us to make a difference.
Bravo! Thank you so much, Liz. Do you have a question for Liz, Mia?
Oh, no, I was going to ask Liz, maybe you want to invite them. What's behind you, your background? Pearl, yeah.
Yes, what's that?
Yes.
Pearls of...
I'm so proud to present to you our 30th anniversary fundraising and gala of the Philippine Nurses Association. So our organization is rock solid, and we want you to come and join us as we celebrate not only our members, but also the nurses, because we will be holding it on May 7, which is in line with the Nurses Week. So this is for all of us. And we'll have dancing. We have a live band, and we have a lot of nice programs. So please join us.
Pearls of Wisdom and Resilience. I like the
At
title.
the Orleans.
Galing, galing,
Yes.
galing. Yes, thank you so much, Liz.
Thank you,
and
Liz.
we hope
Thank you.
people will join you, and I hope I find the time to join you too. Yay. Back to Tita Luz. Tita Luz, how do you translate now your award sa community service mo?
Well, okay. The good things that we do today in the community may not be enough, but I would say I just do the best I can It may not be enough too, but as long as I know that I did my best to help, that's good enough for me.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Tita, 1 being awful, bigyan kita ng test. On a scale of 1 to 10, yung 1 being awful, ang 10 awesome. How would you rate your life
Ay, my
right
gosh,
now?
Tita Luz.
Ayan, self-rate yan.
Oh, number 10, of
Oh,
course.
yay!
12
Siya.
pa.
Teka, bigyan natin ng happy face. Ayan, may wow. May happy face
wow
pa.
pala. Akala-
Wow yan. Oo. At saka may heart.
Wow
At saka
pala
may I love
yan.
you. Oh, wow.
Akala ko
Diba?
surprise.
Wow.
Akala ko talaga.
Wow. Okay. Sige. So yun, she's a 10. How about you, Mia?
For Tita Luz or ako?
For
Life
yourself.
ko?
For yourself.
Pag si Tita Luz, 12.
12.
For
ang,
Tita
ang
Luz.
rating mo for Tita Luz is 12. Ang rating mo for
Hihingi na
yourself,
ako ng ibang grace niya. Pwede ba humingi Tita Luz?
hingi daw siya. It's very, yan ang contamination na gusto natin.
Diba? Pahingi naman ng grace.
O sige na, Mia, what's your
Ako-
rating for yourself?
Ako, I share the same view kay Tita Luz. Positive. I see the good in everything. Kahit na gaano kapangit yung situation, I try to see, I look at the good palagi. The good side.
Ikaw din, Liz. Are you also a positive thinker? How would you rate yourself, Liz? 1 to 10. Andyan pa ba si
I would
Liz?
say, and it's not a definite like all perfect 10.
Oh, just
I would
right now.
say 9 to 10.
Just
Parang
ngayong
sa
oras
NPS
lang.
score.
Ngayong oras at 12:53, anong rating mo? Did she answer? Liz.
Oh, for me,
Yes.
I would say just like the NPS, it's 9 to 10. So
9
some
to 10.
days are 10, perfect 10, but there are those bumps that I hit. Sometimes I go down a notch to a 9, but I try to bring it up to 10.
Okay.
Through positive thinking.
Pero ngayong oras at 12:53 p.m., ano ka?
Oh, right
Ngayon,
now?
right now.
I think I'm 11.5.
Ay,
Yeah,
galing!
there you Go, Liz!
Because I'm with you guys.
Ikaw naman that.
Ako naman, syempre, lagyan na natin ng extra zero.
Yeah.
100.
A teacher.
I feel 100% very good. Na 100 ang rating ko for myself. 1 to 10, syempre 10. But hearing from these powerful women, and not just them right now, no? Yung iba pa, yung last week si at saka si sister mo, Mia, si Adin. Last week si Momo. Sino pa?
Passion.
Yeah, there were. Sino
And
pa ba
yesterday, nung Monday, sa NAFA also, all
Okay.
the speakers were very,
Yes.
very good also.
It's so enriching to be surrounded by women and men who are so powerful. The difference between power and control is it encompasses everyone as well. Ini-empower din ng mga powerful women ang ibang powerless people. Yung control, ang exercise ng control is, syempre control. There's the victim and there's the victimizer. So ayoko ng ganyan control. So wonderful to be surrounded by these community-minded people. So last words tayo. It's now 12:55. Last words tayo. Let's begin with Liz. What are your last words for today?
Be thankful and be kind to yourself.
Okay.
Because with that, then it goes outward.
Be thankful and be kind to yourself because with that, it goes outward. Yay, thank you,
Thank you,
Liz. Yay. Tita Luz, ikaw naman, last words. Ang dami mo ng wisdom, ang dami mo ng last words at saka beginning words. Pero baka meron pa, Tita Luz.
I just want to thank the board members, the officers of Philippine American Charity Foundation, as Guy ni Sid, si Dan Papito, si Ingrid. Without Ingrid, the financial status would be a mess, but it's very, very smooth and accurate and factual. Salamat, maraming salamat sa mga support ng Charity Foundation board members and officers. Without them, I will not survive.
Yes.
It's a small foundation, but we do our best.
Yes, I think you funnel so many resources towards from the valley, from different groups, and you send them to different groups as well, to different beneficiaries.
In the Philippines.
Yeah, yan ang ginagawa ng PACF. And sino pa, tita? Anyone else? Anything else you would like to say? O,
Thank
okay
you.
na yan?
Thank you, Mia. Thank you, Dat. Thank you, Joanne.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank
you're welcome.
you, tita.
Yes, thank you, Tita Luz.
And nice meeting you, Elizabeth.
I think
Thank you,
you saw
Tita.
each other's awarding. Yes.
We met
Yeah.
2 times already.
Thank you also, Kuya Yo, kasi you held the award together with your MCing, no?
Yes.
Yeah, and thank you to Doc Mike for Mia, you danced, di ba?
Yes, I
Yes.
represented the
next time
Filipiniana
you'll
Dance
dance.
Company of Las Vegas.
Magla-last words, tita,
Yes. Ngayon,
Ano
Ano
daw?
si Doc Mike?
Si Doc Mike, I think is watching
baka listening.
or listening, yes. Yes.
Thank you, Doc Mike.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you
Doc Mike.
to all
It
our
was a
supporters.
well-organized event. A
Very good.
Well-organized.
Right. Sige. Meron pa sa June, I think, is Men of the Year.
For Father's Day
Fathers
naman.
naman. Sige. So, I'm gonna say my last words too, and then turn the show over to you, Mia. My last words would be, thank you. Be a love finder, not a fault finder. Just like what our women friends here are doing. Be the love finder. Because as within, so without. Okay, Mia.
My last word, my quote for today is from Bill Gates.
Ooh, Bill Gates.
Philanthropy should be voluntary.
Philanthropy should be voluntary. Okay.
See you next
Thank you,
week.
everyone. See
Thank
you
you, Tita
next
Luz.
week. Thank you,
Thank you,
Liz
Liz.
and Luz.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
See you next week.
Bye.
On the dot.
Bye.
Just like a friend from back home. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV.